So I just got done streaming and I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while now. I used to be somebody who watched YouTube videos consistently. Not only watch YouTube videos, let me take these glasses off. I used to be somebody who watched YouTube videos religiously, right? Now, I used to also scroll through Instagram Reels. Never through TikTok Reels though. I've never watched a TikTok video. I post on TikTok. I post on there frequently, but I don't use TikTok in that way as a viewer. I have watched Instagram Reels as a viewer. I have watched YouTube videos as a viewer, and the reason why I'm saying all this as I'm digesting breakfast is that I feel like, as the modern generation person, I am Gen Z. I'm 21 years old, which puts me in roughly Gen Z. I feel like we have a problem on our hands, a problem that we have inherited from kind of previous generation. See, like, mass media has grown to the extent that it has because TV has become more popular. Internet home viewing services have become more popular, now to the point that we have all forms of multimedia production in our pockets. We can see it at any time. And with all of that stuff in our pocket, I always hear these quotes in academic articles, people who talk about it, and it always seems insane that at any moment, if you want to tune out of reality, you can. You can pull out your phone. No branding, because, nobody's sponsoring this yet. The only thing sponsoring these videos so far are oxygen, water, and the tenacity to wake up every day and give you guys, hopefully, the most entertaining content I can give you. But anyway, as you are watching this, understand this. You are watching something that you can see instantly. Tune into like that. You can go to class, you can go to work, you can go to a family reunion that you may not like. And for whatever reason, if you don't like it, you could tune that out. You could tune it out, pull out your phone, and pull up a video to escape from the reality that may be embarrassing or boring or stress-inducing or other ing word in the English language that just describes how stressful reality really is. And I think it's always insane, right? I mean, it may not seem insane because we're probably so used to it, but if you really step back and if you really use your big thinker up here, your brain, to think about it, comprehend this, it is crazy that this is what reality has evolved into. And we could get into discussions and debates about whether it's right, whether it's wrong. Older generations often criticize the younger ones for doing this and doing that and being on phones all the time and doing. Back in my day, we used to hike 16 miles just to see some television. We used to climb to the top of Mount Everest just to watch the cartoons for the day. And nowadays, it's like, who cares? You don't have to do all that. You don't have to climb to Mount Everest. That will kill you. They have a death zone up there. And the Nepalese don't like people going on up there anyway. But I just lost all semblance of a sentence. They don't like people going up there anyway because, a lot of people pass away and they get too daredevilish in their behavior. But this is not about Mount Everest. So I want to experiment with something. I want to go out. I want to do some walking. And I want to do some thought pieces in my mind about if I'm walking out by a forest, out by nature, how likely am I to pull out my phone? Now, I am somebody who has definitely used his phone a lot to either record stuff or to, just text or watch videos. So I have the I have the tendency, that is English, to go to places and then instinctively grab towards my phone in my pocket. So how likely am I to do that if I'm in a place where I say I want to be, like nature, where I am in this state of I want to get away from the stresses of life and I just want to take a break? How likely am I to pull out my phone? So I want to do a count of the amount of times that my hand instinctively goes to my phone without taking physical notes, without doing all that, because that's just going to reinforce it or I guess influence my behavior in a way. I want to take that note and I want to come back here with the amount of times that I actually do it. So this is before I do it. Okay, so I just got done with a walk, and I did not pull out my phone at all, save twice before I went on the walk to do some research questions. But this was good. My mind was focused on a lot of different things.
And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. So that's it. That's all this is.
So after getting back from that walk and just having like this realization that I feel like I often have the tendency to reach down into my pocket and grab my phone to look at something. Whether I'm Googling something, well, I don't use Google, but Firefoxing something, I guess, or just looking at social media, looking at some kind of video. It is so addicting. It is so, and I know that there's this convo about what is addiction, how do you define addiction, what is the factor, the main set of factors that go into how an addiction works, whether it's social media or what have you. And I just feel like when we talk about how connected we are with our phones, there aren't too many times where we say these are consuming our lives, because a lot of people, I feel like, are just negative towards that whole perspective. A lot of people would like to argue that, it's not as bad as people say, and it's good. It brings a lot of good to the world, which it does. Technology does. We need technological advancements for a lot of things. And in a lot of ways, we can say that it has takebacks. Nothing is perfect in life or existence. And so before I end off, I want to share with us a project that was started by Eric Pickerskill. So this photographer, this guy went out and he took photos of people out in public. I assume with their permission. I actually don't know, but there's not a lot of context for that. I assume that he did though. So he went out and he took photos of people in various contexts and settings. And they all had their phones out. And he photoshopped their phones out of their hands. So in these photos, these are all black and white still photos of people out in public, at barbecues, at local venues, people sitting down in cafes and stuff without their phones in their hand. So they're actually just sitting there, standing, whatever, staring at their hand, and there's nothing there. And the point of this project was called Removed. The point of this project was to illustrate how connected we are with our phones, how attached we are to our devices, to the point that they pull us out of the activities that we may engage with in everyday life. It just shows that we are distracted. And as the project name suggests, we are removed from our own lives. We become so far removed from the activities that we could be engaging in because our phones take our attention away from it. And so I feel like that was very interesting. This project was actually shown to me by a college professor, because I'm in college, I went to class, and my professor showed me this, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I never even thought about it that way. And if you read the description, so he has a website called Eric Pickerskill, his name, great name for a website. Your own name, putting that on a website is the best idea ever, because then you basically become your own celebrity. You're building yourself up at that point. It's not called like a project name that you got going on. No, it's your name. It is your name. You are the face of your brand. That is how you solidify yourself as the face of your brand. But anyway, this is not about branding or marketing. In the description on his website, if I can just get this flea out of my eye, the joining of people to devices has been rapid and unalterable. The application of the personal device in daily life has made tasks take less time. Far away places and people feel closer than ever before, despite the obvious benefits that these technological advancements have contributed to society. The social and physical implications are slowly revealing themselves. In similar ways that we have to get by. Personal devices are shifting behaviors while simultaneously blending into the landscape by taking form as being one with the body. It's kind of like how in some samurai movies, when they're describing how they use their sword, some people say that the sword is the extension of the person. This basically is saying that the phone is now the extension of our bodies, is what this is saying. And I personally agree with this. So he also tells a story here. Family sitting next to me at Ilium Cafe in Troy, New York is so disconnected from each other. No talking. Father and two daughters have their own phones out. Mom does not have one or chooses to keep it away. She stares out the window, sad and alone in the company of her closest family. That's sad. That's depressing. Dad looks up every so often to announce some obscure piece of info he found online. Twice he goes on about a large fish that was caught. No one replies. I am saddened by the use of tech for interaction in exchange for not interacting. This has never happened before, and I doubt we have scratched the surface of the social impact of this new experience. So people are removed from conversations, from experiences that we could be having out in the world. And I just would like to say, I wanted to contribute some of my own photos of me going out in public and not having my phone in my hand. Here they are. So there you go. That's it. I mean, that's really what I wanted to talk about. Maybe as a society, as the human race, we could all come together and make this huge drive to wake up tomorrow and just enjoy the world. Go outside and have a breath of fresh air. Unless you live in a place where there's like snow and ice everywhere, or you live in a place where there's a lot of, like diseases going on outside, or like the weather is too hot. A lot of those situations are very different. But if you live somewhere where you actually physically cannot go outside, then I don't have anything to say. Don't take that advice. But what I will say is, if we can make an attempt to get away, separate ourselves just temporarily from technology, and enjoy being in the presence of others, just going out, having a good day, engaging with as many people as we can, or just anything, animals, people, whatever. You find a stray dog on the road and you decide to adopt it, and you raise that dog for the rest of your life, and that dog becomes your best friend. Do that. Have an adventure. Enjoy life. Live life to the fullest. A family booking a vacation to space. Wife, kids, I have some good news. You all remember when we went on trip.com and we made that huge plan to go to space? Well, I'm very proud to announce that we are all going to space. Okay, so you all got your provisions, you all got your food, you all got your space suits, your helmets, all that. Okay, make sure you get all that. You also want to pack some weapons, okay? Because nobody knows those extraterrestrials out there, they's no joke. Okay, you all seen The Simpsons? You remember Kang and Kodos? They all look. Listen, love. I know this is new. I know this is terrifying. I know I was the one who booked those tickets without your permission and really letting you know. I'm sorry, but when we go out there, when we go out in space, it'll be all good. You'll forget all about it. Okay, so just get your spacesuits. Yeah, here they are. I bought them in advance because I knew you would all agree. Why y'all looking at me like that? Look, I thought that this was all part of what we were all talking about, right? We all wanted to do something new, right? Right? Wife? Love? Why are you grabbing that kitchen knife? What?